Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for joining, as I said again. And today's class is on Einstein for Marketing Cloud. Again, let's start by introducing AFDigital. AFDigital is your trusted Salesforce partner. We are a gold consulting partner. We specialize in Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud that we're talking in this series, Community Cloud. We are also work on Datorama, so for your business insights, and we do partner with some ISVs out there as well. So our value proposition is that we provide marketing and tech advice, and we also help rapidly deliver or implement your projects, and we can even augment your team with our Team X model. We are listed on the Salesforce App Exchange. I've got the link there. You can go to the App Exchange and just type in AFDigital, and you'd be able to see some reviews on AFDigital. So just on the next slide, we are one-stop shop for organizations. So again, just on the same clouds that we work with, we simply do a health check, we integrate, we power on, which is we're getting your systems live, and we help with facilitating training. And again, that Team X model is really about giving you support, admin, marketing, operations, and tech operations. What it means is just bringing more resources to get things within the Marketing Cloud or Salesforce ecosystem set up much quicker and with best practice. Okay, let's introduce ourselves again. My name is Paul Chang, Salesforce Marketing Cloud Practice Director at AFDigital. My background, I actually used to work for when it was called Exact Target. So I've been on the platform going on 10 years plus. I did work for Salesforce when we got acquired by them and led the professional services team, working with a lot of large clients.
Hi everybody, my name is, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
All right, my name is Maartje. For people who haven't met me, I'm a senior Salesforce consultant at AFDigital. I implement sales, service, and marketing cloud, mainly marketing cloud. I'm Salesforce certified, and I'm also a certified Datorama solution architect. So if you guys have any questions around Datorama or marketing cloud, feel free to reach out.
And I'm Oliver. I'm a marketing cloud consultant at AFDigital. I'm a certified email specialist, and I'm a certified marketing cloud consultant, and doing marketing cloud implementations. All right, let's start.
Great. So we're all here today. It's been our final session. So yeah, we're all here to answer your questions and talk you through the last series of Marketing Cloud AI.
Yep. Yeah. So before we start about the AI, let's have a recap or a review of what we did last session. So we've discussed about the landing pages, discussed about the cloud page, of course, and the landing pages, discussed about the difference of the collections and items. The collection is like a folder, and then the items is, the items that we have inside that collection, like the HTML, the JavaScript, the CSS, and such. And then we also discussed about the URL with the SAP, Sender Authentication Package, so that you have a branding on your URL on your cloud pages. And then we showed you also how to use the smart capture, how to use that smart capture and how it enters the data on the data extension. And then save and publish. So the two different ways of how to save and publishing, like publish later and save it now, and then publish right at the moment or right after saving your cloud pages. And then we also showed you about doing a web collect code that inserts the data on the data extension after inserting into a form, and AMP-script, of course, how to display the personalization, getting the data from the data extension and displaying it on your landing page via AMP-script.
And this session should be on YouTube, I think, in the next couple days as well. So if you guys want to have a look at it, then just search AFDigital on YouTube and you should be able to find our previous sessions.
Follow us on YouTube on AFDigital. Yep.
All right, so just an outline of what we're covering today. So we're going to look at Einstein, specifically for Marketing Cloud. There's a lot of different Einstein features in Marketing Cloud, and we just want to make sure that you have a good understanding of each of them. So we've just listed them out here today. So we're going to look at engagement scoring, Einstein Splits, engagement frequency, messaging insights, send time optimization, copy insights, and then we'll look at predictive intelligence as well, so email and web recommendations. We'll also be doing a little demo of some of these features. And then after that, we have a Q&A.
Yeah, I mean, just like other sessions, we can ask questions throughout the session, but also the demo, although we got it at the end there, we are going to just be jumping from the slide of the engagement scoring and to show you where that is in Marketing Cloud, go through it that way. So it's kind of not structured where the demo's at the end.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go through it. So I want to start off by just obviously setting the scene with, I mean, I'm not sure if everyone's seen this slide. This is very much a Salesforce slide that I've included on our masterclass today. But essentially what it's showing is representing that we're in the fourth industrial revolution. What does that mean for you as a marketer today? It means that you need to really start understanding all the different types of devices that are being used in order for them to engage with your brand or products. And to understand that is to understand that, you know, behind every device and every connected product is a customer. And how do you engage with that customer? And this is where you will start using artificial intelligence to start understanding the behavior of the customers, to be able to then start to provide them with relevant content throughout their journey with your brand and your products. And just to set the understanding of artificial intelligence or Einstein within Salesforce, although it does give you a lot of insights, there is still a human at the end of that, and there is still a human needed for you to help, for you to really decide on what that marketing strategy is going to be. So, I mean, artificial intelligence gives you the tools to provide you on how you can make more in-depth decisions. It doesn't actually set everything up for you. So just want to help me understand that AI, although it's a great tool, you still need someone to initiate, to review it, to look at the insights and things like that. So that's what we're talking about in this slide. So if we look at, you know, how we're being connected today, or how intelligence is transforming, no much back the other slide, yeah. Yeah, we can see today with already in our day-to-day lives, we are seeing already AI, like, you know, Siri and your Apple iPhone. When you shop online, you know, recommendations are being made, and we'll talk about that, how Salesforce have recommendations. And when you connect socially, you know, some of those social platforms actually can identify particular people and tell you who they are, and if you want to tag them. So it's really something that you shouldn't, or I should say, you should be involving in your marketing strategy, and you shouldn't dismiss as something that's too hard, because you do have the tools with Salesforce, and they do provide you with some easy to use tools to start you off and give you some of those insights. So yeah, it's everywhere. We need to acknowledge it. So just the next slide. And what we're saying here is, you know, if without that, you're going to have that customer experience gap. And essentially, we have what we're saying there: 52% of consumers switch brands if a company doesn't personalize communications to them. So that's a very high number, in my opinion. When you are trying to work and trying to be relevant to your customers, they're expecting, with all this technology, I mean, a lot more people are more savvy to the technology and understand it, that they are now wanting from their brands to provide them that personalized experience. So if you're not using something like Einstein to help you identify those personalized experiences that you can provide, then there is going to be a gap from your customer and from your company to your customer. So really using the insights that you can derive from what Salesforce offers, and we'll be talking about today, will help you close that gap so that you are being relevant to your customers, and then you're having one-to-one conversations with them rather than just treating them as a bulk segment of your data. And so this is the slide that I've taken from Salesforce as well, from the annual state of marketing. So what Trailblazers are looking to AI for answers is content personalization. So what is the content that I need to give to Paul and not to Maartje? What are predictive journeys? How can I predict how the journey that someone's on can help them be convert? Their sentiment analysis: are they opening my emails? Are they not opening my emails? Can I provide them dynamic web pages, as in recommendations based on what their behavior is? And you know, they've also got some programmatic advertising where, you know, there are some features and tools within Salesforce that actually allows you to drive ads to a particular person based on their behavior as well. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to set the understanding of, you know, what AI does and how it looks to help you understand your customers and then provide you as a marketer more insights into what your marketing strategy should be. So now we're going to how do marketers deliver the personalized experiences customers expect. So yeah, so Marketing Cloud Einstein, it's about driving consumer engagement with AI for marketing. So it's about knowing your audience, personalize for each customer, and engage more effectively. So this is what I was mentioning before. The tools that we will show you today is going to help you know your audiences. You know, that screenshot there is about engagement scoring. So you know, Marketing Cloud allows it, has a feature of engagement scoring, which shows what's my likelihood to open, what's my likelihood to click. So that's where that would help you understand and know your audience more to gain deeper insights. And then the end result is a more timely and more relevant consumer engagement. On the next slide, we've got know your audience more deeply. An outcome of Einstein features is Marketing Cloud is enriching the consumer profile and giving marketers actionable insights faster than they could before. So these insights that you're going to be seeing when we tell you is about understanding what they're actually, how they're engaging with your emails, how they're engaging on your website, and what does that behavior look like, so that then you can then start planning how you can engage with the different segments. So that's the powerful tool of what knowing your audience more deeply. And as I said before, our customers are more savvy. They expect us to be able to know who they are, what they're interested in, and if they're not, and they find that you're not actually providing relevancy, they're going to switch brands, like you saw that 52% conversion or switching. Because if you think about today, your experiences with brands, if I wanted to buy a TV, I could buy a TV from anywhere. But if I search online and I provide, you know, some of my details, and I get onto a journey that gives me more information, I'm actually more likely to buy from that particular brand than I am from a cheaper brand that does nothing, but is probably the product is cheaper. So it's really, consumers are wanting that personalized experience. And that leads me to the next slide, which is personalized for each consumer. So that's what I'm getting to. Optimizing audience targeting by looking at who your high value customers, and then tailoring each message for that. And there's a lot of ways you can do that. We had discussed previously about AMP scripting, using that. You can use dynamic content, and once you understand your segments. And then we'll talk about today Einstein recommendations, which is purely going to utilize your product catalog in order for you to then make for Einstein to make recommendations to each consumer based on their behavior on the website. And then the next slide is just to engage more effectively. So again, another product we'll show you today is the Einstein Split. Is about what channel is more likely that the consumer or that customer would respond to. You know, if they're not responding to emails, why are you consuming emails to send to someone who's never going to open? So it's about understanding where they're most likely to be able to interact with you. So yeah, that's my summary on understanding Marketing Cloud Einstein features. We'll now deep dive into each of these Einstein features with Maartje.
Thanks, Paul. All right, so within Marketing Cloud, there's a lot of different Einstein features, and it might be a little bit confusing on what does what. So I'll take you through that today. Now, if you don't see these features available in your account, it does depend on your Marketing Cloud license, what features are available in your account. So if you want to get more information on how to add those features, it would be best to talk to your Salesforce AE about your license and see how you can get that enabled. All right, so we just look at the overview slide of Einstein of Marketing for marketing. You can see there's a lot of different features available. We have features to optimize performance and productivity, such as the Einstein Social Insights, Einstein Vision for Social Studio, cross-device identity management, lookalike audiences, journey insights, content tagging. There's Einstein Marketing Insights as well for Datarama. So that will give you some recommendations on your marketing efforts and your different campaigns that you're running within Datarama as well. And then on the right-hand side, we have personalization, so segmentation, engagement frequency, recommendations, splits, engagement scoring, send time optimization, and a new one, content selection. So we'll go through the most of these today. So starting off with engagement scoring. So sorry, I need some water. Engagement scoring predicts the engagement to segment and personalize more efficiently. So what it does, it discovers what customers will do next. It scores every subscriber in your account on the likelihood to open, click, or stay subscribed to an email or to convert. And this is present in a dashboard. Once you've activated this, will be present in a dashboard within your Marketing Cloud. And you can gain some audience insights around that as well. So you can see what is your audience health, what are some of the measurements, such as the average likelihood to open, likelihood to click, and the likelihood to convert. You can then take action on that data as well. So you can use those scores to create audiences. So give me all the loyal subscribers, or give me all the selective subscribers. You can target persona segments, and you can use split paths in Journey Builder as well, where you look at the different segments and then target them via a different channel or using a different message, and therefore personalizing the content. So just to show you what that looks like in Marketing Cloud, just get out of this presentation. So I'm here in our Marketing Cloud instance. You will see recently Marketing Cloud decided to put all the Einstein features underneath Einstein. So you'll see some of the features there when you log into your account. I'm currently in the Einstein scoring dashboard. It will give you a last updated date, the total audience that you've engaged with. And then you can see here some engagement prediction. So it's going to look at your total subscriber base, and then it's going to say what type of people are there. So are they win back, are they window shoppers, are they selected subscribers, or are they loyalists? You can also see your subscriber retention prediction. So that's the average likelihood to stay subscribed for the next 14 days. And below there we have some key predictions. So we have the email open rate that it expects to have, and in comparison with last week as well, the likelihood to click. And if you have set up web conversion, it will show you the likelihood to convert as well. Now,
go ahead.
Sorry,
if I was to look at this, this is from our account. So we have a poor audience health, unfortunately. So when I would be doing my journeys, I'd be looking at the less likely to open, and I'll probably be encompassing a new strategy for them.
Yeah. So you can actually create a data extension or of these win back subscribers, and then maybe target them into a journey, and maybe make it personalized or target them differently as you would do normally for your audience. Okay, so with that information that's being gathered by Einstein on the different types of personas and the actions that people do, you can actually use that data in Journey Builder. And there's a feature called an Einstein Split. And Einstein Split will actually use engagement scoring as well. And it will put customers or consumers into the path that works best for them based on that predictive behavior. You can then have different types of messages, or you can have, for example, different channels. So maybe the selective shoppers, you could send them a push notification or an SMS, and the loyalists, you could send them an email. So depending on the type of audience segment that they fall into, you can personalize that within Journey. So we just look at what that looks like in Journey Builder. You would have a split function here under the flow control. And when you drag that in, you can configure that Einstein split. Now there's different types of splits using the Einstein scoring. So you can say, I want to do the open likelihood split. and then it's going to say who is most likely to open your emails and who is less likely to open. So maybe if they're not opening your emails, you could look at targeting them on another channel, for example.
We have a question, Maartje. Is this segment is this for a segment or entire customer base? It's for the entire customer base.
Yeah.
So that it looks at what you've been. Well, when I say entire customer base, it's actually looking at your customer base that you're actually sending to. So I just want to preface that with that. If you have 1 million in your subscriber DE, and that you're only sending to 500,000, then it can only analyze the 500,000.
So just at the next slide, you also have another dashboard available of Einstein in Marketing Cloud called Engagement Frequency. And that really gives you insights in terms of frequency and engagement trends. So you can see the distribution of your email sent, and you can see the engagement that you've had over a period of time. You can get suggestions as well from Einstein on the optimal send range. They can predict on when you should be sending your particular emails. And you can adjust the messaging cadence based on that data as well. So we just look at what that looks like in Marketing Cloud. This is the Einstein Frequency dashboard. And you can see that it's giving me some different statistics. So I'm looking at the last 90 days, commercial emails. And I can see here the total amount of email sent to the subscribers. And we can see for example, the average open rate, click-through rate, and the unsubscribe rate. You can see here as well which subscribers are undersaturated and which ones were oversaturated. So Einstein collects this data, and then it will give you a suggestion based on frequency. So it suggests that you should, on average, send around 19 emails, and then you should be able to increase your open rate. You can change this as well, so you can maybe look at click rate, for example. Didn't like that.
Didn't like that. Never a good idea to do like that.
Let me just go back. But you could have it on a different metric as well. And you can create data extensions as well. So you can say, give me everybody who's undersaturated, and then you can create a data extension to target them.
I think we just have a question on whether that's for all. Can you break this down by BU? This should be by business unit. So
yes,
it wouldn't be for the whole of it. So business unit 1 would have its own insights, and business unit 2 would have its own insights too.
Great.
And I'm not sure if you want to show them the DE that it's created, but it also gives you insights. Once these insights, you can update or create a data extension to understand your oversaturation or undersaturation, so then you can start targeting them in how you want to.
Yeah. The next one is Messaging Insights. Messaging Insights actually sits at the top of the screen, often next to the business unit name. And once you get that enabled, so you can enable that by the admin section of Marketing Cloud, it's gonna analyze all of the emails that you send out from the platform. And it's gonna give you daily insights. And it's very handy to have just a quick glance of what's happening with your different messages without running different types of reports. So it's going to give you metrics such as, maybe a certain journey or a certain email, maybe have a higher open rate than usual or a lower unsubscribe rate than expected. And you will clearly see those messaging insights every day. It's kind of your inbox in Marketing Cloud. So it's a single notification center that you see at the top of the screen. You can automate alerts to make sure that you never miss a change. So you can get daily automated alerts based on any of the campaigns that you send out. And it allows you to stay on top of the performance changes. So if you suddenly see a high spike in unsubscribe rate, you can dive into that and be like, what's going on with that email or going on with that journey, and make any changes if needed.
Yeah, just on this one, you can see there that's already providing you with some great insights if you have this as part of your platform or account. To understand what has happened for each particular email. So something very useful, whereas typically you would have to look into the tracking, you'd have to make some decisions yourself. Whereas this is giving you that start and that guidance to help you understand what's happening, how you can maybe help for the next one.
Yeah, and which journeys and which emails to look at as well. So instead of analyzing all of them, it's giving you the top the top picks in terms of certain measures. All right, the next one is send time optimization. So this is another Einstein feature that can be used in journeys as well, and it's just going to predict. Sorry, Paul, was it no?
No,
it's just gonna it's just gonna analyze and predict the optimal time to send for each of the subscribers. So it's gonna look at previous sends that you've done to that subscriber, and it will analyze for each individual subscriber what was the best time to send to them. And when you use the Einstein send time optimization split in your journey, then it will send that email, but you can also select a certain time period. So you can say, I want to send this, I want to select the time period within 24 hours to send out the email, or within, for example, the next 7 days. So then Einstein will say, okay, sorry.
I was going to say, yeah, this has been, you know, obviously this has been up for a little while now, but this has been a long time, I guess, need for within Marketing Cloud. And I think one of the things that had happened previously is that people were like, oh, Hamid only works in Journey Builder. But this is something that Salesforce are really trying to push, is that you should use Journey Builder for all your sends. So you can actually use some of these features like Einstein send time optimization and Einstein splits and things like that. So it really starts becoming a lot more relevant, a lot more the timing of the email going at the right time. But just note that when you do send this email, you can obviously set the conditions of, you know, within a day or 7 days, that the person, depending on the conditions you set, if I get it on Monday, Maartje might not get it till Thursday, because based on her previous insights, that's what the likely day that she would open. Yeah. So think about your content in your email when you are designing and using send time optimization.
Yeah, if it's time sensitive, then that might not work, or you have to send it out quicker.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great feature, and it allows you to really send on the right time. You can see here, be on the top of your inbox when your subscribers are checking out their email, and you can automate some sending to save some time as well, especially using Journey Builder for all your future email sends. All right. The next one I just wanted to discuss is Copy Insights. So Copy Insights are Einstein Copy Insights. It drives opens by optimizing your subject lines for your different emails. So what it does, it's all about analyzing different subject lines. It can understand words or phrases or tones that you're using in your subject lines. And then it can say what the impact is and how many subject lines are using that type of language factor. So it really looks at those words, and then over time, it can optimize your subject lines as well. So we can see here on the right-hand side, for example, it looks at, has the subject line got a question mark? What is the impact of that? Has it got personalization? That has a high impact. If you use, for example, capital letters, it has a lower impact. So it can see at the type of words that you use and the type of phrases that you use, how that's going to affect your open rate of your emails. So that's a pretty cool feature as well. The next one is Einstein Content Tagging. So this is again something you can set up in the admin section of Marketing Cloud. And what it does, it uses Einstein to enrich your images with tags. So you can see on the right-hand side, there was an image of a golden bridge uploaded. Marketing Cloud will add some tags to it, so recognize what type of image that is. And with those tags, you can quickly search for your different contents or images within Content Builder. So if you quickly want to find, for example, all the bridge pictures, you can just type in the word bridge and it will come up with those images. So once you've uploaded an image to Marketing Cloud, then Einstein Content Tagging will update the image tags and the metadata within 24 hours. So that's it's very handy to organize and identify your assets. So you might not actually remember the name that you gave that image, but with these tags, it just allows you to have a better searchable content library. All right. Next one will be Oliver, just discussing Einstein recommendations.
Okay, thanks, Margie. Einstein recommendations. Einstein recommendations has two components. It's email recommendation and a web recommendation. If you can show them, Margie, where they can access that on our BU.
Yes. Give me 2 seconds.
So if on that one, I believe the web recommendation, email recommendations is already part of your package, is already in there in the first place. So
Well,
those
just
two
email
already.
recommendations would be default.
Oh yeah.
Web
Default.
recommendations come with a higher platform. So depending on the account or platform license you have, you might not have web recommendations, but email recommendations come on default on all.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Margie. Going back to the slides. So email recommendations uses catalog of metadata for your items in your website. So you can import this via streaming updates or a FTP batch upload. So there are two types of catalogs available. You have the product catalog and the content catalog. The product catalog is a list of recommendable products, and the content catalog is a list of recommendable articles, blog posts, videos, and other content. So you can import both catalog types for a single website, and then must be configured separately. Then catalog type affects which personalization algorithms will be available. So in the product catalog, will enable additional commerce specific algorithms like the BOTH, click BOTH, or the click BOTH last cart, or the view last purchases. While on the content catalog, it includes the category view, the view, of course, of the products, the top view of your products, reasons, similar items of your products, and then tags, and then search view. Like for example, here on the screenshot that's showing while creating an email, you're just gonna have to drag an Einstein content block and then configure it based on what you want to show on your customer, basing on the recommendation that you created on the email recommendations. So how does it work? So the Einstein comes in and empower marketers to discover insights about their customer content and product preference and taste. It predicts what content customers are mostly likely to engage with the next product, and automatically recommend the right content or product in the marketing channels and brand uses like the email, websites, and mobile apps. That's it.
I'm on mute, but yeah, Einstein recommendations is a great tool. So this one, obviously, there's a little bit of work putting stuff on your website, some tracking or a collect code, but it does provide you with a lot of good insights and a lot of good data to be able to produce. Some of the use cases that we've done for some of our customers is obviously the recommendations block coming into the email, but you get a lot of data to understand what your customers are also potentially looking at. And so if you'll be able to see, okay, someone's browsed a particular product, you could actually do a journey that says, okay, if you've previously browsed this product, maybe I should be providing more information on it. Maybe if the prices come down, I can tell you that the prices come down. So it gives you good insights with the data that's coming through from when you set this up, not only the recommendations block that it's providing through email or web. So yeah, so some really good tools here to use when it comes to Einstein and bringing it all together. But yeah, this one is one of my favorites in driving recommendations. And you only have one Einstein recommendations block to pull into each time. As you start to use it, in the very beginning, obviously it needs a few months for it to start predicting and getting the right behavior of each person. But essentially, if I go onto your website and I'm anonymous, it will still collect and understand what my behavior is. And as soon as I become as a a no one subscriber, it would then say, okay, oh, that's Paul, and his past behavior has been this. Let's attach it to that, and now I can really show Paul in the email the right recommendations based on his behavior. And even on the home page, you can even set up the home page on the website to be a different banner image for me to what it would be for, say, Oliver. So yeah, really great tool. There is some setup involved. A lot of this setup as well, you can see on this site or the Hop website. But do talk to maybe us if you would like us to help with that, and your AE if you need to get anything activated. But yeah, I really like Einstein recommendations. All right, I think that's what we have for the Einstein recommendation. The next slide that we've got is just on how it works. And what this means is just a couple of slides on showing you how each of those different Einsteins work. So if we look at the first one, how Einstein recommendations works, it basically, as I was saying there, looks at the behavior of the person online. So when we're talking about personalization or builder, which is Einstein recommendations for email, it does look at only the behavior online, so what you're clicking online through. So essentially what it's saying to you is, you've got an email, I click on a product on the email, and I'm going to go to your website to see that product. And then that's when it captures my behavior of what I viewed online, so all those different products, and then it starts scoring it, and then it says, okay, let's start providing some learning on that, and now I can then push out the predictive content on your email, web, or mobile. So that's how the Einstein recommendations blocks will work. The next one is on how Einstein engagement scoring works. So engagement scoring is about looking at 90 days of worth of data, and then looking at how the different models refresh, well, they refresh monthly, but looking at all the different personas or their likelihood to open or click and things like that. And then it gives you insights into the audience health, top predictions and things. So this is looking at, in some other, is looking at web and purchase, but it also does include the email behavior to give that scoring. And what you'll see in Marketing Cloud is a data extension that actually just says most likely to open, most likely to click, etc., etc. that will be created for you. So then, it's giving you that data extension that you can then essentially just utilize for yourselves to maybe do some more targeted comms or things like that. But it helps in that respect. So yeah, so that's what it does or how it works. Yeah, and as I said, it uses 90 days of historical data. So one thing to note, when you do switch this on or enable this, if you haven't done so already, it actually will say to you, we would need to be able to start calculating for the next 90 days. So it will start looking at 90 days from that point on. Yeah, so that's everything that we have to talk about Einstein. I mean, there's still a lot more features. Today's session on Einstein is really about giving you more insight into understanding the products and some of the features that you might already have in your platform, and really giving you the confidence to maybe just start using it and looking at it. And I know sometimes you get into our mundane tasks, unless that email's gone out, and what's the next email? But it's really a good idea to start using some of these, like the insights, Einstein Insights or Einstein Copy Insights, just to understand if that email is actually being relevant. Look at your in scoring, and then start using Journey Builder to do your sends, and to be able to use some of these features. So yeah, I definitely am an advocate for Einstein, but as I said in the very beginning, Einstein is not a magic wand. It's not going to automatically create your marketing strategy. All it is doing is helping you understand to be able to better improve your marketing strategy to provide more relevance to your customers. But yeah, things like Einstein recommendation blocks also still needs you as a person to maybe see how it works and how it's working for your customers, to maybe make some small tweaks to it so that it better performs for your relevant customers. Yeah, so that's what I have. It's on Einstein marketing. So hopefully you can have some confidence and understanding of using it. It is great tools. if some things aren't there. There are some things that actually are free, so you might want to contact your AE anyway. You could actually lodge or log a support case with Salesforce support if anything's not there, and they would let you know whether they can enable it, or you might need to contact your AE in order to get them to help you and get that enabled. But some of them are free, and it might just mean you might have to just sign some form. Just so you understand, the back end of Einstein does use AWS for its insights, so that's the form you might need to sign on that. But yeah, anything else to add, Maartje or Oliver?
No, I think it's, I think it's just a great thing to get started with. And like Paul said, some of the features is just a matter of turning them on, and they start gathering data for you. So that might be something that you can already do. And then other things might require some additional setup, like Einstein recommendations. But
Right.
yeah, if you have any more info, let us know. I don't know if there's any questions. Let's go to the next slide.
No, I think we're good with questions.
All right.
Yeah. Thanks for listening. This will be available next week or so with all our videos. So do go to, you can contact us there, but all these videos will be available on our AFDigital YouTube channel, and there are some other ones there as well that we've uploaded. So yeah, the next slide just shows all 6 series of this has been now delivered, and we thank you for your time. Yes, thank you, Oliver. Thank you, Maartje. Thank you for all that have attended, and thank you for all that keep coming back every single week. Really appreciated you joining us. So yeah.
And if you want other sessions on Marketing Cloud, or you have any other suggestions or things that we could do webinars on, then feel free to reach out as well.
Yeah, definitely. And right now we're actually running part of masterclasses on the next slide. Yesterday was the first one, so there's still session 2 and session 3.
So the next session is going to the deep dive into Pardot, and it's going to be on June 3, 2 p.m.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you very much. I'll give you back 15 minutes in your day. Thank you, and have a good day.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys, for listening. Bye-bye.